Hi guys, welcome to Guilty Nightmares. Today I'm going to talk about two catfish stories, and this is an eye-opener for people to be careful to who they talk to online, because some people are not who they seem to be. Story number 1, the Nicole Lovell case. Nicole Lovell was just 13 years old, a brave, sweet young girl from Blacksburg, Virginia, who had survived more in her short life than most do in a lifetime: a liver transplant, bullying, and cancer. But nothing could prepare her family for what would happen in January 2016. On the night of January 27th, Nicole climbed out her bedroom window. She took her phone but left behind her medication, which was medication that she needed daily to survive. Her disappearance sparked a frantic search across Virginia, and days later the case took a heartbreaking turn. Nicole's body was found over 80 miles or 128 kilometers away in a remote area of North Carolina. She had been brutally stabbed to death and dumped like trash. Police began tracking her online activity and soon made a chilling discovery. She had begun messaging someone on the app called Kick, someone she believed to be a teenage boy. But the person behind the screen was David Eisenhower, who was an 18-year-old freshman at Virginia Tech. Eisenhower had been grooming Nicole, and once he feared that she might expose their relationship, he made a horrifying decision. He lured her out her home, and then he murdered her. But David did not act alone. Investigators uncovered that another Virginia Tech student, Natalie Keepers, had helped plan the murder, and later helped hide Nicole's body. She reportedly said being part of the murder plot made her feel excited, special, and important. David Eisenhower was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 50 years in prison, and Natalie Keepers was convicted as an accessory to murder and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Nicole's family was left shattered, and her tragic death became a warning about the dark dangers of the internet. A young life was taken by calculated cruelty, all because a young girl trusted the wrong person. Nicole Lovell will never be forgotten. Story number 2, Ron and the Fake Widow. Ron was a 56-year-old veteran when he lost his wife, who he had been married to for over 3 decades. She was his best friend, his world. And after his wife passed, Ron kept mainly to himself, but the house was too quiet, and the nights were even quieter. So one evening, out of loneliness, Ron joined an online group for widows and widowers, and that's where he met Elaine. Elaine had messaged him privately and said that she understood what he was going through. She told him that her husband had passed away 6 months ago. She was warm, kind, and empathetic. Their conversations with each other had become the highlight of Ron's day. They talked about everything: their grief, memories, favorite songs, and how mornings felt colder now. Elaine seemed real and genuine, and when she started to call him sweetheart, Ron did not pull away. He thought maybe this was a second chance. But over time, things started to change. Elaine had told Ron that she was having financial trouble, and that her late husband had left behind debt, and her account was frozen. She also told him that she couldn't afford rent, but she never asked directly at first. But Ron, being the man he was, offered to help Elaine. At first it was just a few $100, then it became more: a medical bill, a lawyer fee. She told him that there was a delayed insurance payout that was just around the corner. Ron had sent Elaine over $19,000 in total. And then all of a sudden, Ron stopped receiving text messages and late night phone calls. It was like she just vanished. So Ron did some digging, and what he found crushed him. He found out that all the photos she sent him were stolen. The stories were scripted, and that her profile was fake and used by a scammer halfway across the world. So Ron went and filed a police report, but the cash was never recovered. But worse than the cash was the betrayal, because he had opened up his heart hoping to heal, but instead he was exploited. So he decided to tell his story as a warning to others to be careful to who they talk to online, because sometimes the people who say they are hurting are the ones that are hurting you. That'll be it for today's story. Please like and subscribe, and if there are any stories you would like to hear about, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.